What a weekend, and welcome back to another topic discussion video where we're discussing Doctor Who. They've just released 2 brand new episodes, Devils Chord and Space Babies. This is going to be an epic show. Hello guys, welcome back. I tell you what, it's been crazy over the last couple of days. I have been excited, nervous and trepidated about the whole release of 2 brand new episodes coming out for Doctor Who. Now, by the time this goes up, there'll have been plenty of enough time, but in case you haven't watched it, spoiler warning! Spoiler warning! This video may contain spoilers. Well, most likely will do. Same with all the blog posts that are posted down below. You have to click the little show link. If you want to read my blog post, it's eddieslife247.co.uk. So, starting off with episode 1. Overall, it was a good episode. It was a good episode to start off with, but at the same time, I don't think it was perfect to start off the whole Doctor Who series with. I felt like there was a lot of things that could have been fixed, and in all honesty, I did feel like there's a couple of moments that if I was a young child, I definitely would be hiding behind the sofa or hiding behind a pillow at least. Parental guidance probably should have been mentioned before watching this. I felt like it was a good episode. It was based on kind of like a story arc with regards to kids' stories, hence the reason for Space Babies. It's based on a creature called the Bogeyman, which we didn't really know what it was called at the very beginning of the episode, and some kids in space that happened to be younger than 2 years old, even though they weren't younger than 2 years old. They happened to be probably 7, 8, 9 years old, but unfortunately their growth cycle somehow seems to have stopped. A couple of things could have been better. The CGI on the mouse, once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And unfortunately, I saw it within the first couple of frames of the first talking baby, and it was awkward to say the least. The mouth movements weren't exactly matching the rest of the facial expression, even though I know watching the behind the scenes and the Doctor Who Unleashed episodes that they did try matching up a lot more of the face, not just the mouth, but I don't think it worked fully with the whole young child that happened to be doing it at exactly. I do feel like there was a lot of things that could have been done to really improve the whole situation. This episode also gets us to see as Ruby being the companion. Now, Ruby was superb. It's played by Millie Gibson, absolutely fantastic actress. Just gonna say, she is fantastic for the role. She has the right moods and feelings that you want to have in a Doctor Who episode and for a companion for Doctor Who, which I am super glad with. And same with Shooter Gatwa. I'm just going to say, I'm loving him so far. And I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to love him, but the answer is yes, I do love him. Simple as. When it comes to Millie Gibson, she really put an impression on us straight away when one of the babies that she kind of accidentally said that there's no such thing as the boogeyman, and then the baby kind of went off and go to chase the boogeyman with a little baby wooden sword. I tell you what, that was just hilarious and funny, but at the same time it was scary. Ruby ran into the face of danger to save said baby from the boogeyman, which was superb. Before then, we had no idea what this creature was called. We know it's called the boogeyman, but we didn't know what it was. And there was this fantastic hilarious scene where the Doctor and Ruby go and investigate the whole situation after this to investigate what this creature actually is, and they have to go to the belly of the whole thing, which is where baby's stuff is all sent to. It turns out that during the episode we see a clip where all the babies are having to blow their noses into a tissue, and those tissues are dropped down a chute. It turns out that that chute is where all the snot comes out, and it drips out down below, which causes snot to be everywhere, which is how that boogeyman is created. Now, the boogeyman is alive because the babies are also alive using the same machine, so technically the babies and the boogeyman are the same thing, but not the same thing, because one makes it look like a human and the other one just looks like a really crazy thing. It reminded me of Alien. I played the game Alien on my PC, and let's just say I was scared. It looked like Alien. I was scared. I was like, really? Am I really watching Alien right this second? No, it's just the boogeyman. And it was scary. It was lovely, but scary. I loved it, and I hated it all at the same time. And I wasn't entirely sure whether I was going to love it as much as I did. And in all honesty, when the episode ended, I didn't have enough time to really think about how I felt about it straight away, because we had to go straight into the next episode, which was airing within 10 minutes after the episode finished. Okay, I love the fact that Doctor Who released 2 episodes at one time. Brilliant. But at the same time, I'm like, okay. I haven't had time to process it. It was interesting. It was strange to go through. But the one thing they did do in this episode that they didn't do in the next episode was go straight to titles as soon as they said, and now time for Doctor Who. Dun-dun-dun, 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 dun-dun-dun. It went straight into the title sequence without any question or shadow of a doubt. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting. Normally you have like an intro to introduce something, and there was a lot of welcoming you brand new viewers into Doctor Who. Now, if you are brand new to Doctor Who, absolutely perfect. You can get introduced into what the Doctor is and everything else, but there wasn't exactly the story arc in how they've done it before when things have happened, when Doctors have introduced themselves and introduced the companion. And I don't think I ever saw Ruby do it on this episode, at least, where Ruby ran out the TARDIS and went around the TARDIS and went, it's bigger on the inside. That whole shebang didn't really happen. It's happened for 18 odd years of me watching Doctor Who. It's really scary, the fact that I worked out I started watching Doctor Who 18 years ago in 2005. I'm now 31, and I was 13 at the time. Doctor Who was scary then, and it still is a little bit now. I was a little bit taken aback by it. Now, if ever you want to join me on a Doctor Who watch party when the Doctor Who episodes are live over the next couple of weeks, I will be on my Discord. Link is in the description down below. Come over to the Discord and come watch the watch party over there. There's also other events and things happening, including live streams that happen as well, so you guys can enjoy the community. There's been a whole bit of a refresh about that. Going on to episode 2, The Devils Chord. Now, this starts off in 1925. Now, if you guys have watched Doctor Who in the past, you will know that the Toymaker, aka the Giggle, was also created in 1925, which is when that whole story came about, which is where the Doctor, bi-generated together. The fact that we had another character that was very similar to the Giggle was crazy. Actually, I enjoyed the whole episode. Apart from a couple of moments where Russell T Davies somehow seems to think it's time that we break the fourth wall and we stare directly at the lens. In TV shows and everything else, you don't really do that when it comes to drama. That's what the drama stuff. When it comes to that, I felt like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm just watching Doctor Who. I'm not immersed in the whole thing. I felt like it's immersion breaking. In all honesty, I don't like it. I think there are some people that like it, and be honest, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments down below, because that will be amazing to hear how you're feeling with this whole Doctor Who series. Now, we start off with different things, and there's different references in this episode that I have a feeling is going to come back to us later on. We get told about the Elder One, which was there at Ruby's birth. We also get told about some other creatures that was there as well, and also things happened as well, and there's a lot of flashbacks or memories going back to the past. That also happened in episode 1. So there's a lot of memory type of timey-wimey situations that are happening inside this episode. I just feel like this episode could have been moved a bit further into the season, because I feel like this would have made a bit more sense. We continue off, we're going to 1963, February the 11th, I seem to remember, where the Beatles create their very first album. And the music sounds... I have a dog, dog, dog is for me. I don't have a cat, 'cause the cat isn't me. What? In all honesty, yeah, I get how it was created. I get now the whole situation in regards to the drab music was kind of created to kind of indicate the music and the soul of music is just going, and, the Beatles creation is just like, oh, well, there's nothing we can do along here, is there? And that's the whole situation. It also happens with Cilla Black. Now, if you've ever watched Cilla Black, the only type of Cilla Black I've ever known is, I didn't even know she had her own song. Just gonna say. I only knew her as the person who was singing, or who was saying, "It's blind date!" And I used to love watching that programme when I was young. No idea why. That whole feeling of, okay, you're really getting some cameos in and everything else in. Perfect, okay. Everything's stolen drab. And then the Doctor meets the Maestro, which, okay, there's a lot of clips in the whole of the episode that I'm like, did I really enjoy that? Did things really happen that way? Or did it just go... Okay, the bit that I enjoyed, the Doctor and Ruby kind of go out to this space where London is kind of destroyed due to a nuclear apocalypse. Brilliant. Love it. Love the graphics on that. Just going to say. And the graphics just before there, when the tuna fork goes into the water and makes this puddle splash. Absolutely superb, without a shadow of a doubt. It's an emotional scene, and then all of a sudden you see a shining foot coming into frame, and that happens to be a Maestro, which then it all just drops into black with nothing else happening behind them. Just those two. Those three, I should say, with a piano, Maestro, those two, and the TARDIS, and 4 spotlights. That's what it happens to be. I felt that reminded me of a lot of the situation where in the Giggles episode, there was a, where they kind of went into this nothing's happening, it's just in an empty void. And I feel like they're using that to kind of break the fourth wall again, which, yeah, is understandable, but things just weren't exactly correct. However, when she starts playing the TARDIS theme tune again, and the TARDIS kind of reacts with, all the lights flashing and everything else, and it all gets a bit crazy, and the TARDIS doesn't like it because she's able to control the TARDIS because music resonates in everything, is crazy. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. I love the power that she has. It's brilliant, or should I say they have, because it's a they-them. Pronouns are also a thing in this episode. So the fact that, we now have a Doctor who is mixed race is superb. And the fact we're also supporting the LGBTQ community, superb. Loving it. I love the fact that we're being more inclusive in Doctor Who. It's what Doctor Who has needed for a long time. Not only that, we've got the inclusiveness of disabilities as well, with the fact that the TARDIS has a ramp as well to go into it should you ever need to use it. For example, a wheelchair accessible TARDIS, which is, in all honesty, superb. Love it. Love it with a passion. But was I ready for the musical at the end? No, not at all. I wasn't ready for the musical. No. I understand where Russell T Davies was going with this musical. I understand it. When, during the Christmas episode, we had the Goblin song. Now, don't get me wrong, I've had the Goblin song playing on my phone on Spotify a little bit too many times. It's even on the Geekcast stream as well. And there's a lot of things that I could really have done to have. And I just felt like that song, There's Always a Twist at the End. Yeah, it wasn't great. But I understand the reason why he put it in there for a reason. There's only one specific frame or one specific cut that needed to be in there. And that's where the boy who was having the music lesson at the very beginning returned, and he was just kind of watched in amaze and then stepped out behind a closed door. Understood that bit. But the whole musical thing... No, Doctor Who isn't a musical. If Doctor Who was written as a musical, or an episode was actually called The Musical, then yes. But no, this wasn't a full musical type of episode. The way they enter the TARDIS with the playing on the keyboard / zebra crossing. The TARDIS doors, I'm sorry. They shut the TARDIS doors. They go inside, the TARDIS door shuts. And then the TARDIS door happens to just wait for the final note to go open shut. Why? Why was that a thing? You didn't need that. My final opinion of episode 1 and episode 2. Good. Really good. Really, really good. Good. On the good to bad scale, there's the bad scale, there's the good scale. I think we're about there. Which isn't exactly what I was thinking. Oh, that gives me an idea. Press the like button. Also subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. But I think we're about there, in my overall opinion of Doctor Who. See you next time. Bye-bye.